David Wellington stormed across the gleaming marble floors of the 45th floor, his voice reverberating off the high ceilings of Wellington Industries. My God, how can this be happening now? The CEO's sharp silhouette sliced across the glass walls of his office, framed by the New York skyline. Below, 3 black sedans pulled up to the building's entrance, releasing a group of impeccably dressed executives from China's largest technology conglomerate. The billion-dollar meeting was minutes away, but the translator had just canceled. "She had a family emergency," said Rebecca, his executive assistant, barely keeping the panic out of her voice. "No one else in the city is available on such short notice, not for something this critical." David's tie felt like a noose. 20 years of building his empire, now teetering on a cultural misunderstanding. The Chinese were known for their formality, their precision. An improperly conducted meeting would be an unforgivable insult. Then, a voice, calm and clear. "Excuse me, Mr. Wellington, I speak fluent Mandarin." Every head turned. Jasmine Parker stood near the doorway, still holding a cleaning cloth. Her navy blue janitor's uniform was unassuming, her posture firm. Rebecca blinked, then scoffed. "This isn't a joke, Jasmine." David narrowed his eyes. "You speak Mandarin?" "And Cantonese. Some Taiwanese dialects, too. I studied Oriental linguistics at Howard before I started here." The silence was suffocating. Rebecca rolled her eyes. "David, we can't let a cleaning lady handle this." But David was staring at Jasmine, truly seeing her for the first time. "Say something. Prove it." Jasmine took a breath and spoke in flawless Mandarin, her voice steady and elegant. 我们很荣幸在这里与您见面，希望我们的合作能带来互利的结果。David didn't need a translation. He could feel the control in her tone. He nodded. "You have 20 minutes. Get changed." Jasmine returned in a borrowed black dress, her hair swept into an elegant bun. When she stepped into the conference room, silence fell. "Is that the same person?" someone whispered. The Chinese delegation entered. Jasmine greeted them with respect, complimented their punctuality, and introduced the company's proposal. She was more than a translator. She was a bridge, subtle, graceful, precise. Every nuance, every joke, every formal gesture was rendered flawlessly. But Rebecca couldn't stand it. "Perhaps we should tell our guests about Jasmine's inspiring career journey," she said with a venomous smile. Jasmine smiled calmly. "Life teaches us that sometimes opportunity doesn't knock. Sometimes you build the door while cleaning the floor." Mr. Chun, the delegation leader, shifted. In his culture, the speaker is the authority. The dynamic was off. The air cooled. That night, Jasmine opened a file on her computer labeled Wellington Irregularities. It contained 3 years of documents, audio clips, and photos, emails Rebecca had carelessly left open, recordings from weekend cleaning shifts, evidence of racial discrimination, sabotage of minority-led projects, and confidential leaks. Her invisibility had made her dangerous. The next morning, a message appeared on her phone in Chinese characters. "Miss Parker, I would like to meet you. Tomorrow. Mandarin Cafe, 10 a.m. Signed, Mr. Chun." At the cafe, Mr. Chun and Lisa Wong sat waiting. "You weren't just translating words," Lisa said. "You were translating power." They offered Jasmine a position, Director of North American Strategy. Salary 5 times her current pay. "But," Chun said, "we have concerns about Wellington's practices. We'd like your insight." She didn't blink. Wellington's boardroom was packed. Rebecca led with arrogance. "Putting an unqualified staff member in that room cost us the deal." The doors opened. Jasmine entered, a tailored gray suit, a leather briefcase, a laptop. No longer a cleaner, a force. "She's here because the delegation requested her," David said. Jasmine plugged in her laptop. Slide after slide, damning emails, altered reports, discriminatory language. "This is fabricated," Rebecca shouted. "The recordings come from your office's own security system," Jasmine replied calmly. The final recording played. Rebecca's voice. "We can't have those people thinking they belong at this table." Silence. Then, "Rebecca," David said, "you're fired, and everything is going to the authorities." 6 months later, Jasmine sat on the 38th floor. Contracts in Mandarin, Cantonese, and English lay before her. $400 million in new business. Jennifer, her former critic, now worked as her assistant. "The South Korean delegation is here." Jasmine adjusted her blazer. "Let's greet them." David met with her privately. "How did you do all this?" Jasmine smiled. "When people treat you like furniture, they forget furniture hears everything." Rebecca tried to destroy her. Instead, she created a strategist. And now Jasmine Parker was exactly where she was always meant to be. Across town, Rebecca sat alone in a cramped apartment in Queens, a far cry from her former penthouse. The headlines had scorched her reputation. Lawsuits, fines, and a federal ban from executive roles haunted her every job application. That morning, she watched Jasmine on television, speaking eloquently about ethical leadership and resilience. Rebecca's eyes welled up, not with anger, but regret. Real, raw regret. She turned off the TV and stared at her reflection. The fall had been brutal, but she had no one to blame but herself. Jasmine returned to Howard University to announce a new initiative, the Jasmine Parker Second Chance Scholarship. Students who had left due to financial burdens would now have a path back. Standing at the podium, she said, "No one should have to choose between caring for family and chasing their dreams. You deserve both." In the audience, hundreds of students, mentors, and young professionals applauded. Back at Wellington Industries, she had become more than an executive. She was a symbol. Interns sought her guidance. Board members deferred to her insights, and her office, once a janitor's route, was now the strategic heart of the company. And through it all, she never forgot the lesson that changed her life. Sometimes the most powerful people are the ones no one sees coming.